let's be real. What if there was a way to take the constant stress out of managing your business's cash flow? Today, we're going to dig into how a really smart, systematic approach can turn your finances from something that gives you daily anxiety into one of your most powerful strategic tools. Think about it like this. You're piloting a plane, and you've just flown into a massive storm. Your instruments are all over the place, some are giving you conflicting readings, and maybe the most important one is like a week out of date. Well, that's pretty much what it's like to run a business with poor cash flow visibility. It's not just stressful, it's downright dangerous. And you know what? This feeling of flying blind, it's incredibly common. So let's break down exactly what that looks like when you're on the ground. See how these symptoms all feed into each other? It's a vicious cycle. You've got scattered data coming from a bunch of different systems, which forces your team to do all this manual data entry, and that, of course, causes big delays in your financial reporting, and the result of all that? Your finance team is so busy just chasing down numbers that they have absolutely no time for the strategic analysis that, actually moves the business forward. So how do we fix this, right? How do we get that clear, reliable view from the cockpit? Well, the answer is all about building a solid framework. Now, this isn't just about buying a new piece of software and, hoping it all works out. Structured automation is really a shift in your mindset. It's about deliberately designing a system where the technology serves your processes, not the other way around. It's all about being intentional. And this whole system is built on 5 core principles. Think of these like the pre-flight checks for your financial engine. You define your processes, you standardize your data, and you make sure your systems are all talking to each other seamlessly. And when you get this right, you know what happens? Automatic reports and real-time alerts just become the natural, effortless outcome. Okay, so what does this actually look like in the real world? Let's move away from the theory and get practical. Let's see how this framework really can transform financial chaos into crystal clear clarity. Let's start with getting paid, your accounts receivable. The old way is just slow and reactive. You're manually creating invoices, maybe you forget to send reminders, and then you're stuck chasing late payments. The automated way, though, is proactive. Invoices go out on time every single time. Reminders, they're scheduled automatically. You're not just sitting around waiting for cash to come in, you're actually speeding it up, which has a huge impact on your ability to invest in growth. And hey, the same exact logic applies to paying your bills, your accounts payable. We've all been there, right? That sinking feeling when you realize you missed an early payment discount, or even worse, you got hit with a late fee. Ugh. Automation gives you total control, letting you schedule payments strategically to optimize the cash you have on hand. And all of this brings us to the ultimate prize. Instead of waiting for a month-end report to tell you what happened last month, you get a live, dynamic dashboard. This gives your leadership an immediate, clear view of the company's financial health and liquidity, literally anytime they need it. Okay, this all sounds great, but what's the actual, bottom line impact? Let's talk about the strategic payoff for your business. The benefits here are honestly transformative. They can completely change how your entire finance function operates. First up, accuracy. Simple as that. By taking human hands off of all that repetitive data entry, you dramatically cut down the risk of those costly little errors. The numbers you're looking at become numbers you can actually trust. Second, you reclaim hundreds, maybe even thousands of hours for your team. This is a total game changer. Your finance pros go from being data processors to being strategic partners, focusing on growth, forecasting, and finding new opportunities. Third is speed. With real-time data right at your fingertips, you can finally make decisions proactively. You can see a potential cash crunch coming weeks in advance, not after it's already a full-blown crisis. And fourth, you get much stronger control and compliance. Automated workflows create a clear digital audit trail for every single transaction. This not only tightens up your security, but it also makes your business instantly audit ready. And finally, optimization. When you can clearly see your receivables, your payables, and your cash balances all in one place, you can manage your working capital with surgical precision. For instance, you can use excess cash to pay down debt or invest in new equipment, making sure every single dollar is working as hard as it possibly can for the business. So, how do you get there? I know what you're thinking. It's not about just flipping a single switch. It's about following a clear, actionable roadmap. So here's that path. You start by mapping out your current processes, because hey, you can't fix what you don't fully understand. Then you find the pain points, the bottlenecks, the areas where errors always seem to pop up. From there, you standardize your data so everything's speaking the same language before you finally select the right integrated tools. And this is crucial. It's a cycle. You constantly monitor and optimize to keep getting better. Now, this is a really crucial point, so listen up. If you just automate a broken or inefficient process, all you've really done is create a faster way to get the wrong results. The goal is always to redesign and streamline first, and then apply automation to get the biggest impact.
All right, let's bring this all together and really focus on the main takeaway here.
This is the key insight. You're not just buying some software, you're building a more resilient, more intelligent, and more proactive financial foundation for your entire organization. It's a true investment, and it pays dividends in stability and sustainable growth. So, I'll leave you with this one question to think about. Right now, in your business, is managing cash flow a high-level strategic tool that actually drives decisions, or is it just another reactive daily chore? Because honestly, the answer to that question can make all the difference. Thanks for joining me on this journey to cash flow clarity.